3, 2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinos and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today we are in Dooford City where the combats are at a huge typing disadvantage against the Psychic type Pharaoh Mines. They will be starting out with Alakazam and Starmie on the side of the mines. The fighting types will be starting out with Komaro and Lucario. Now the combats do not want to lose this game. They are in contention to get the Twisted Spoon at the end of the season, and they do not want to be on the bottom of the leaderboard, as that Fury attack from Alakazam onto Lucario, not very effective, but does get all 4 hits, doing practically 0 damage though. That Swagger is avoided by Komaro, but Lucario is going to go for the Misty Explosion already! And this is going to be quad super effective to its own teammate. Lucario takes itself out of this matchup. It takes out Komaro. The Psychic types, both Starmie and Alakazam, are able to tank those hits as Blaziken is coming out on the field. It is joined by Mienshao. This is a terrible start for the Dooford combats as the Bubble Beam from Alakazam connects with Mienshao. Gets a really good hit in there. I can only imagine what it would have done to Blaziken as the fake out fails from Starmie. Mienshao going for the Gust onto Alakazam here, and it is followed up by a Grass Knot from Blaziken onto Starmie. This is super effective and takes out the Water Psychic type. That is exactly what the fighting types need. They do not need things like Misty Explosions this early in the matchup, as Blaziken with the speed boost here gets its speed, well, boosted thanks to its hidden ability. And we have the Evolution Espeon now coming out for the Psychic types, but a Pain Split from Blaziken now being the fastest on the field with Alakazam. That was a terrible play, allowing Alakazam to have its health restored, but Alakazam with the splash, so nothing happens. And an Echoed Voice from Espeon onto Mienshao. Gets a good hit there, but Mienshao is going to set up a Dragon Dance here. It is going to boost those offensive stats when it comes to its physical side, as well as giving itself a speed boost, and Blaziken continuing to get a speed boost of its own. The fighting types should surely be moving quicker, but an Ingrain is set up now by Blaziken, looking to restore its health in between turns, and Mienshao follows it up with the Air Cutter. So the fighting types do have the speed advantage now. It did get that critical hit onto Alakazam as well, who goes for the Blast Burn onto Mienshao and gets the elimination. Already, half the fighting types have been eliminated in this matchup in just over 2 minutes, as well as the Gastro Acid from Espeon is going to suppress that speed boost ability of Blaziken, who I do not think minds. It already is the quickest Pokemon on the field, and it's going to be joined by Poliwrath now. Blaziken going for the Air Cutter of its own, connecting with both Psychic type Pokemon now, and Alakazam having to recharge. The Dynamic Punch is avoided by Blaziken from Espeon, allowing Poliwrath with the Hammer Arm, bringing it down onto Espeon. Gets a really good hit there for a not very effective attack. Unfortunately, it will lower Poliwrath's speed in the process, keeping in mind it already is the slowest Pokemon on the field, and Blaziken continuing to restore its health, going for the Work Up now. It doesn't go for an elimination, which the combats desperately need right now. Blaziken does boost both its attack and special attack though, and Alakazam with the Facade onto Blaziken gets a good hit, and Espeon follows it up with a Confuse Ray. It's going to leave the Hoenn Fire starter confused on the battlefield. It needs to shake this off, as Poliwrath with the Lunar Dance. What are the combats doing? They're taking themselves out of this game. They have eliminated 3 of their own Pokemon, as Blaziken here continuing to restore its health. But what is happening to the fighting types? Gallade now coming out for the Dooford combats. Blaziken needs to shake off this confusion, and it is successful, going for the Thrash onto Espeon, getting that elimination. This is what the combats need to do. The Pharaoh Mines are on that cut line for the Masters 8. They do not want to lose this game though, and that Roar of Time onto Gallade, a great hit, but Gallade now responding with the Taunt. This is going to cause Alakazam to fall for that Taunt. It is going to cause it to struggle. Blaziken continuing to restore its health, and out comes Metagross in its shiny form. Now it is weak to Fire type moves, so Blaziken needs to capitalize on that, but first it continues with the Thrash after snapping out of its confusion. Not very effective on Metagross, gets a good hit, but Alakazam having to recharge allows Gallade to go for the Psy Beam. This won't be very effective onto Alakazam, who's still in this match, and Metagross now with the Flame Wheel going for Gallade and takes out the fighting Psychic type. Blaziken is all by itself in this matchup. It's a good thing it's restoring health, because it has a lot of work to do. It's got 4 Psychic types. Continuing with the Thrash onto Metagross doesn't eliminate Alakazam, and it is going to be confused yet again, this time due to fatigue. But Alakazam, with no moves left, does struggle, does a little bit of damage to Blaziken, but eliminates itself thanks to that recoil damage. There are now only 3 Pokemon remaining for the Mines. Metagross with the Thunder Punch Gets a great hit there on a Blaziken. Blaziken needs to capitalize on the fact that it is the quickest Pokemon on the field. And out comes Exeggutor. If it can go for a Fire-type move, get a super effective hit. But that hit is on itself because of its confusion. Blaziken is eliminated, and Pheromones have dominated this matchup, practically handed to them by the Doofus Combats. This is terrible for the fighting types. They are almost going to end up with the Twisted Spoon if they keep this up. Their next matchup will be against Coney Spring. The Pheromones move up to 6. That is perfect for them coming into these final stages of the season. And their next matchup will be against the Sandalwood Swarm, who in our very next game will be taking on the Jubilee Venom. And the Swarm are the other side in a position where they may end up with the Twisted Spoon. The Jubilee Venom still trying to get into the Masters 8, currently sitting in 9th, but until that next game, Nidorinas and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the quick comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw here today, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.